very peaceful out here. This is my backyard. Everybody, this is Andy from Quality Hardware again. And as promised in an earlier video, I'm going to try evaporating the sap that I tapped from the maple tree in my front yard. Got a little fire going in the grill across the fire. Got an old pot, bringing out the sap. And we'll see if I can actually make maple syrup out of the sap that I took from my maple tree. The fire's going pretty good. Here's the sap that I've collected over the last 2 weeks. I don't know if I'm going to try to do all this sap today, but I'm going to do the oldest so that, before it goes bad, because it can go bad. It's been up in the 40s and 50s a couple times this past week. So I want to boil that down before the bacteria gets to it. Okay. First of the sap is going into the pot, and we'll boil it down until it is maple syrup or a big mess, one or the other. Now, I've also read that you can reduce the sugar by freezing some of the water out of it. So I don't think I'm going to put the rest of that ice in. So that theoretically, that ice is less sugar, more water, and what we poured off is higher concentrated of sugar. So I'll just discard that. The steam is starting to rise off the pot. So hopefully it'll be boiling soon. Okay, it's about 20 minutes later, even though it feels like 3 hours later. And it's almost starting to get to a rolling boil. So we'll see. Okay, we got a rolling boil now. And we're gonna put a little butter in on top. It's supposed to keep the foam down.
Just toss it?
Just toss it in. There we go. It worked beautifully. We added 2 liters of sap, and it's back up to a rolling boil. So far so good. And it's a gorgeous, gorgeous Saturday afternoon. The sky is crystal blue. The snow is sparkly white. Okay, it's been boiling for about 2 hours and 15 minutes or so. And it's reduced quite a bit. But I'm running out of fuel. And if you look, there's quite a bit of ash that has come up and gotten over the edge of the pot into it. So I think I'm going to have to filter it pretty well when I finish it on the stove later. But it's still going pretty well, and we'll see later. Okay, it's been boiling for between 2.5 and 3 hours, and I don't know if you can see it there, but it is quite reduced. I'm going to take it off the fire, and later I'm going to bring it into the house, strain it, and then see if we can finish it on the stove. So, I'm on my back porch. And I have the sap that's been evaporated here, and as you can see, there's little specks of stuff floating in it, ash from the fire and all. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to filter it with a coffee filter and a funnel into this 2-liter bottle. And then I'll be able to finish it on the stove. Okay, so the coffee filter was taking way too long, so I switched to a piece of clean rag. This is a piece of an old t-shirt. It's been through the wash, so it's clean. And I'm going to try that. Okay, so I've got almost a liter of sap. It's cloudy, doesn't look real appetizing, but I'm going to put it on the stove and see if I can reduce this down to some maple syrup. And then we'll taste it and see if it was worth all the trouble. Now I've got it up to a rolling boil, and I'm just going to reduce it here in the kitchen, and hope I get something that's edible at the end. Nope. I boiled it down to 6 ounces. Started with 6 liters, and I'm down to 6 ounces. That's a 32 to 1 ratio. So this should be maple syrup. What I've read online, between 32 and 40 to 1. So I'm gonna let this cool, and we'll see what we got. Well, here it is. I guess the proof is in the tasting. It tastes delicious, just like maple syrup. So, I guess it worked. So remember, start with quality hardware.